All right, welcome back to another episode of the VENDO Podcast. It's been a while since we did this one, and this one being defined as Walmart.com as a topic. Fired up here, because as always, I got Mark Jordan on here, our Walmart Marketplace Growth Strategist, Director, VP, whatever you want to call it. Like, he's all things Walmart Marketplace, wealth of information. Always excited to dive in here on this topic. Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, doing great. Always happy to talk Walmart Marketplace. I live and breathe it every day.
I know. Well, let's get into it. This is going to be kind of like what's happening on Walmart.com, some recent updates as we're recording this, and it'll be released very close to when we're recording it, towards the end of January here. A lot of these updates are new, fresh, relevant, so excited to share all this with our audience. So let's get into kind of one of the first news updates, which is an exciting one. Walmart announcing their own business portal platform, very similar to what Amazon did a few years ago and has grown it enormously. So Mark, give us the details here. Walmart Business, what does that look like?
Yeah, definitely. So they finally launched their B2B platform. It's business.walmart.com. Of course, for different businesses that want to sign up and get savings on different items. They have not yet allowed the third-party sellers to be on this platform yet, which I think is interesting because I'm sure that will be a ton of opportunity when it does open up. I know on Amazon for their B2B platform, third-party sellers can be a part of it. I do find it interesting that, for even the sellers that are on WFS or pro sellers, it hasn't been opened up yet, for at least for them. But I assume that will open up. And you also, if you are a business, you can get a Walmart Business Plus account, very similar to the regular Walmart Plus account. Just for your business and get the same kind of savings and shipping terms and all of that for Walmart's B2B platform. So yeah, another new improvement from Walmart. Very interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I know on Amazon, what it did was open up some additional content features and ways to really access your profile better and visibility and add documents and add discounts for distributors and all these other really cool features to really create a distribution plan on your platform at a wholesale level. So I'm assuming down the road, Walmart will go down a similar path, but for now, it's exciting that they've added this. And it is a separate URL portal, I believe. Isn't it? Yep. Walmart.business.com, business.walmart.com?
Business.walmart.com.
Amazing. All right, awesome. All right, that's our first headline. Good segue into another new feature that Walmart's developed, which is another exciting one because Amazon's had Vine for years, different ways to get reviews. You can argue whether that's a good program or a bad one, but Walmart now coming out with a similar review program. Mark, tell us about it.
Yeah, so for Walmart Marketplace and your Seller Center account this past week, you may have noticed under the growth opportunities section, a new program called the Review Accelerator program. So what you'll be able to do for eligible items, you can enroll them in the program. You can only get a max of up to 5 reviews per item. It'll cost you as a seller $10 per review. And then when a customer places that review in that program, they'll get a $3 credit in their Walmart account for their next purchase.
Yeah, and they're not incentivized or obligated to leave a 5-star review. It's just, hey, they're going to leave a review. You're at least going to get those reviews.
Yep, it says right in the documentation for it that whatever the customer puts on, that's the review that's going to be live.
Yeah, and speaking of reviews, I think it's a good opportunity to mention that from a content quality score standpoint, whether you're on 1P or 3P for that matter, reviews sit, I believe, at the top of the hierarchy. Walmart's put that out there themselves. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from based on what Walmart's put out and from the data, that's what's improving conversion at the highest level right now.
And do we think that's the quality of reviews or the number of reviews that you think is more important, or both?
I think it could be a mix of both. We know on the ad side a lot, especially with sponsored brand ads, that new headline type ad. When you load up items in there, you want to see a number of reviews on them at least at a minimum. So for the ad side, I think it's definitely important. As far as the quality of reviews, I think anything above a 4-star helps a lot when you see it on the listing. So a mix of both, I'd say. But yeah. All in all, we know reviews are super, super important. So it's nice to see a new program come out. There's plenty of other different types of programs that we can, of course, help different accounts engage with, but nice to see that they have one in-house.
Yeah, absolutely. Reviews being critical, and definitely it's something at VENDO we're focused on helping our clients build out a more strategic play against, keeping in mind that Walmart is still the Wild West as it relates to reviews versus, Amazon's terms of service or other marketplaces. it's an interesting place to be right now if you want to develop and increase your review strategy. Another new feature is the new seller savings plan. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Walmart's done this in the past. So for brands or sellers that are going to be new to the platform, new seller savings is back actually today on the day we're recording, January 26th. It's a limited time offer for any new Walmart Marketplace sellers. You'll get a up to 25% off your referral rates up to 90 days. Plus, you'll receive $500 in sponsored product ad credit through Walmart Connect. So that's a pretty cool bonus as well. You do have to complete a new seller survey before going live for an initial 10% rate reduction as well. But yeah, all in all, it's nice that they do this. They're trying to attract more brands over time. I love that they're putting the sponsored product ad credit in there. They're super heavy right now, Walmart in general, on building up advertising and Walmart Connect and getting all different brands funneled into there. So this is definitely a segue into that.
Well, one tip or hack, I think, for our audience here, maybe, and tell me what you think, because we're doing similarly. If you drive external traffic, like for Amazon, and use the brand referral bonus, you could argue, hey, use that commission percent to give to affiliates, etc. 25% off referral rates. Maybe when you're launching on Walmart, good opportunity to use that extra 25% for driving external to further amplify your launch and utilize that, whether it's with influencer or affiliates, etc. Might be a good opportunity to really take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call out.
Yep. And then the sponsored ad credit, like you said, I mean, we're still seeing tons of categories and keywords and listings where nobody's showing up on the sponsored side. It's unbelievable in some cases.
Yeah, it's still untapped in a lot of ways, and like I was saying, especially with the sponsored brand ad, like the headline type ad on Walmart, super untapped, and that's one of our favorite placements. Of course, you have to be brand portal registered to actually engage in it, which is nice. So like not just any seller can engage with it, but yeah, we'll search up like common search terms where we don't even see that placement yet. So lots of opportunity.
Definitely. And with that, if we, for anybody newly launching, some people are going to say, hey, I got a catalog of 50 or 100 or 1,000 items. Are there programs out there, or is there a way for me to launch or scale or skew up quickly on Walmart? What are, I know there's a new setup program, a new way to do it. Can you kind of walk our audience through, hey, like, and keep in mind, advising, never copy and paste from other marketplaces. Walmart has their own style guides in every category. But what does that look like? What are best practices? What's that new program? Talk to us.
Yeah, so with Walmart Seller Center for Marketplace, there's a variety of different ways you can set up items. You can add a single item and build it from scratch. You can fill out their custom template and load items in bulk. But now they're allowing you to add items in bulk from any marketplace, as long as you have some type of spreadsheet that has a few different requirements that you can find in the documentation. But the common one being like the UPC, the title, the product description, the image of it. If you have that on a spreadsheet from another marketplace, you can drop it right into this area in the add items section. It will automatically convert to a Walmart kind of template that you can then further edit down. Like Darren said, it's never great to just copy over your stuff. You want to make sure that you're uploading and then going into the details and the weeds and actually fully optimizing for Walmart style guide, for Walmart's listing quality dashboard, of course. But I think this is a nice addition for people who are unfamiliar with the platform. Walmart's, UI UX can be a little clunky and difficult to understand sometimes. So for new people coming over, I think this is a nice addition.
Awesome. And on that point, there are actual third-party softwares that like syndicate listings or content up there, like, I don't know, One Lister or something like that. Are you familiar with some of those third-party?
Yeah, there are many different API providers, many that are listed on Walmart's Marketplace's website that will be for multi-channel listing management.
Yep.
They'll push listings over, different marketplaces. Same thing though that I was just saying, right? Like even though that is pushing over onto Walmart, you need to go into the listing itself and really optimize for Walmart. Like there's no way it's going to perfectly match up. And as we know with Walmart, basic things like keyword stuffing in titles, most marketplaces accept that, Amazon being one, right? Major one, but like Walmart doesn't want that. So you have to make sure that you're actually aligning properly. A lot of times those softwares also don't even match up like one-to-one. So there's definitely going to be a lot of pieces that you're gonna have to fix up anyway. So we make it super easy at Vendo for you to get the listing set up very quickly in our proprietary offering that we work on. So no problem there. We always hit the 95% plus listing quality scores for products, and we're proud of that.
This is why I love talking to you, because not only are you giving us the shameless plug, and not only you dropping news, but you're dropping knowledge bombs here left and right. So I appreciate that, and I hope the audience is paying attention to some of the tips you just gave them. Speaking of which, there's another great feature that I know has been rumored out there for a while. We've seen it on the platform probably for like 6 or 8 months now, but getting a little more visibility, subscribe and save. At least that's what it's known as on other marketplaces. Talk to me for Walmart specifically. How does it all work?
Yes, very exciting. So what is called subscribe and save on other major marketplaces is now being called subscriptions on Walmart Marketplace. You more than likely do not have this access in your account maybe today, but you might. It's in a very, very early beta phase with a select few different sellers in different categories. You'll notice it on your homepage on the left side in the gray area called subscriptions if you have it, and you'll be able to enroll items into it. Now, your items have to be on WFS. That is a requirement. And then you'll be able to set up discounts for 3%, 5%, or 7%. And that's how it will work. And it'll be available to also different test customers. People part of Walmart Plus will be able to enroll in it. It's very, very early for even the brands that we work with and manage who have access to it. They have very, very few subscriptions actually being activated in there. So sooner than later, I'm sure there'll be a bigger announcement, which they will come out with. What's really interesting is it's actually not even available on the 1P or owned side.
Oh, wow.
Really, I don't believe fully yet. It may be in some cases, but I don't think it's rolled out in totality. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that and with WFS and what's going on there. So yeah, we're excited for it because we know it works great on Amazon, but not yet fully up to speed on Walmart side, but coming soon.
Yeah, and to be clear, Mark's obviously referencing as a seller, you're going to see it inside your account. As a consumer, a lot more of you are going to start seeing that if you look to the bottom of the buy box. It's kind of listed there. I think you don't necessarily have to be signed into your Walmart Plus account, but I think in some cases, if you are, you'll see an additional subscribe and save discount that's or subscription discount, excuse me, that's eligible there on the page now as well. And then this is seller funded. You get to choose, etc., how that all works, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, awesome. Let's talk about Walmart's incubation team and like kind of what role they play, because there's a lot of misnomers out there. A lot of you getting hit up by different reps at Walmart Marketplace for various reasons. But I want Mark to kind of unclutter here what you should be expecting or when you engage with them from that team.
Yeah, absolutely. So Walmart's got a few different teams that may or may not engage with you in your early onboarding journey and past that. So you have the business development team, right? They're the salespeople going after brands, trying to get them to come on to Walmart Marketplace. You may engage with them. They may be at trade shows, contacting you, this and that, right? When you do get onto Walmart Marketplace and you sign up and you apply and you're verified, you might also get hit up on email, or maybe they'll call you. It's Walmart's incubation team. It's a newer team. They are there to basically hold your hand through the launch checklist, initial item setup stages, and get you familiar with the platform. This is different than a Walmart Marketplace strategic account manager, or what is also called a SAM. The SAM might come in after the incubation team if your brand is flagged as strategic. This could mean that you're a powerhouse brand on another marketplace. It could mean that you have some specialty niche. You're maybe like a super sustainable brand and falling very in line closely with Walmart's sustainability initiatives, and they want to help you out and blow you up. This account manager will be a great resource for helping you understand the platform, enabling different things like campaigns, flash picks, possibly getting you in the subscriptions beta, offering up commission breaks or referral incentives and things like that. They're going to be a great person to communicate with. They almost act as a merchant, but on the marketplace side. So like your traditional merchant for the 1P or store side, this is the counterpart to that, which I think Darren, Amazon is a similar account manager type process as well. So they're great resources. I used to be one of them. So I know how they operate and what they actually provide versus what they actually don't. And we have great relationships with many of them in different accounts and can help unlock a lot of different activations. So it's a great resource if you do get in contact with one.
Yeah, it is, and absolutely do engage them. Just know that, to Mark's point, we do all the heavy lifting in terms of actually helping you set up. And so it's important to know the differentiation between, hey, like come and join Walmart Marketplace and be a part of it, versus an agency partner like ourselves that's actually going to help you do that work. So appreciate the clarity, as well as I know we were going to touch on SAMs, which you just did from a strategic account manager standpoint. So let's move on to one of the last topics and updates here, which is critical as Walmart Marketplace is expanding them. WFS, Walmart Fulfillment Services. We'll mention FBA once as the equivalent if you're an Amazon seller, but for the purpose of this conversation, talk to us a little bit about how it works, some of the costs, and even how to resolve some of the items on hold or issues that you may be facing.
Yeah, definitely. So I know we've talked about WFS in the past. We continue to push it with our clients. We've seen great, tremendous growth in enabling this service. Of course, like I said, if you're in it, you can get access to subscriptions long term. There's a variety of different benefits when you are in it, like nationwide 2-day shipping. Walmart handles customer service, returns, refunds. You get an algorithm boost because you have the 2-day shipping. There's so many benefits to being in it. You get the Walmart Plus badge, right? Like the Amazon Prime badge. So that's, in a nutshell, like Darren said, it does compare quite similar to FBA. There are some differences. For example, one is in the labeling process. You're not going to be doing like FN SKU labeling, which Amazon has. Everything's going to be at the UPC label. That's how Walmart scans in their items. That's great for brands because they typically have their UPCs already labeled on their products. So hopefully that takes some lift off your warehouse and having to do any type of crazy relabeling. The portal itself is really straightforward in how you create and upload an order and accept the charges. We've heard that it's actually kind of easier than Amazon's, which is great. You can ship small parcel, you can do LTL, FTL, whatever that looks like. But I should note, before you actually engage in the order writing process, you have to make sure that your items are actually set up for WFS. This means you have to convert them to be WFS eligible. This basically means that you're providing some extra detail to the items, you're providing the dimensions and all of that, of course. Now, what happens a lot of times in the WFS conversion process is you go to convert the item and then you're sitting there and it's not converting. This can mean what you want to do at that point is check your activity feed, and you want to see if it errored out or if something else happened. A lot of times what's happening is the item is getting held up in a trust and safety review. If that happens, you need to go to your items on hold section. You'll see that it's either in review or there's some action required on it. If there's an action required on it, you'll click into the button and see what it's asking for. 9 times out of 10, I'd say it's on something, like a supplement that has an ingredient or a product that has an ingredient that needs a safety data sheet applied to it. And then you'll upload that safety data sheet. It'll go back through review. And then hopefully within, 48, 72 hours, it will resolve itself and become WFS eligible. So you don't want to miss that step. I think a lot of people forget to check the activity feed and see if things are erroring out. You can see everything in the activity feed, every change that you make in Seller Center, but a lot of people forget to check it to see if errors are actually happening. So you may never know that the item was on hold and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, great point on making sure you're monitoring it daily, regardless of your volume. You never know what alerts or things are going to come up in that feed. So definitely paying attention to that on a regular basis. And then lastly, PO reconciliation. How does that all work on WFS?
Yeah, absolutely. So super important when you're doing PO reconciliation, especially if you're sending in a large amount of units. You want to be checking that dashboard and checking, your tracking numbers, seeing what's delivered, and then checking the dashboard to see how many inbound units were actually received. If you're finding discrepancies and it's showing that it's fully delivered, you only have 50 days from the time that it shows that it was delivered to contact WFS support and open up the reconciliation on it to make sure that you can, get dollars back on whatever was missed. So make sure you guys take a look and are monitoring that portal daily as well, I'd say, especially when you have your shipments coming in and you know that they're being delivered. Very important to check that. And of course, we handle that process here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I know we could keep going for another hour or two, and there's tons of updates. I could talk to you all day long about Walmart.com. Always. But if you do want to hear more from Mark and the rest of our team, we will be participating in the PackView Summit sponsored by PackU, co-sponsored with Walmart in the beautiful city of Bentonville in Northwest Arkansas on February 16th, I believe it is. And we'll be one of the agency partners speaking there, dropping even more knowledge from the rest of our amazing, talented superstars. So please, if you're there locally or coming out, check us out there. And if not, you can reach out to Mark at vendocommerce.com anytime for any more tips or tricks or hacks or anything else you want to talk Walmart Marketplace. You can always find me on LinkedIn, Darren Saul, or Darren at vendocommerce.com. And with that, I will tell you, everybody remember to protect your brand and sell more. Mark, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.